Did you know that an artifact discovered in modern-day Iraq tells a story of people who lived for long periods of time until a cataclysmic flood changed everything? Coincidence or confirmation? Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it.
Welcome to Faith Affirming Findings, a podcast dedicated to sharing with you
the incredible discoveries from the field of biblical archaeology.
These findings will strengthen your faith, affirm the historicity of Scripture, and provide you with unique insights into the culture and background of the Bible.
Now, here is your host, Associate Professor of Bible Exposition at Dallas Theological Seminary,
Dr. Paul Weaver.
Welcome to Faith Affirming Findings. Today we are discussing the Sumerian king list. Several versions of the Sumerian king list have been discovered. This is a picture of the Weld Blundell prism, the most complete and best preserved version of what's known as the Sumerian king list. The prism is named after Herbert Weld Blundell, who donated the prism to the Ashmolean Museum. This Sumerian king list was discovered in the ancient city of Larsa in southeastern Iraq and dates to the 18th century BC. The text is written in cuneiform script, and cuneiform script is a wedge-shaped script used in the ancient Near East. This text is inscribed on a four-sided clay prism. The prism stands about 8 inches tall. Today it's housed in the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, England. But what it says is far more important than where it sits. The text begins with this startling claim: after kingship came down from heaven. And then it lists 10 kings who ruled for staggering lengths of time: 36,000 years, 28,000 years, 18,000 years. These massive reigns all occur before a great flood. In Genesis chapter 5, the Bible also lists 10 generations from Adam to Noah. Each name listed lived for centuries. Adam lived 930 years. Methuselah lived 969 years. And Noah lived 950 years. And Noah is the 10th name in the line. And in the Sumerian kings list, the 10th king is the one who also survives a flood. Is that a coincidence or a shared cultural memory of a real event? After the flood, something drastically changes. In the Sumerian list, the length of reigns shrinks. Instead of thousands of years, post-flood kings reigned for just hundreds, then dozens. In Genesis, we see the same pattern. After the flood, Shem lived 600 years, Peleg lived 239 years, Abraham lived 175 years. By the time we get to Jacob, his lifespan is only 147 years. The shift is striking. Skeptics often point to these long lifespans in Genesis as legend or exaggeration. But then we find multiple Sumerian king lists spread across ancient Mesopotamia telling a similar story. The Sumerian king lists show us 4 fascinating parallels with Scripture. First, incredibly long lifespans before a great flood. Second, a great flood that marks a global reset. Third, a significant decline in lifespans after the great flood. And here's an intriguing detail: the 10th king on the Sumerian list is said to have survived the flood. In Genesis, the 10th person listed in the genealogy is Noah, who also survived a global flood. The Sumerian king list was originally commissioned by a king whose goal was to show that his authority came from a single line of kings. And in doing that, he preserved a memory that lines up remarkably well with the book of Genesis. Now, step back for a moment. In Genesis 3:15, God promised a seed who would crush the serpent's head. And what comes next? Genealogies. They're not just family trees, they're a record of the line from which the Messiah would come. And here's where the Sumerian king list helps. It doesn't tell the story of redemption, but it reveals 4 key details. 1, humanity once lived much longer. 2, a great flood really happened 3, lifespans fell drastically after the Great Flood. And 4, the 10th individual in the line survived the flood. The Weld, Blundell, Prism, and other Sumerian king lists from antiquity do not get the story completely correct, but there are staggering parallels that give us a glimpse into the shared memory of ancient civilizations. And that is your faith-affirming finding of the week. If this discovery encouraged your faith, be sure to get your copy of my book, published by Kriegel Publishing, entitled Faith-Affirming Findings, subtitled 50 Archaeological Discoveries That Affirm the Historicity and Reliability of Scripture. Plus, your purchase includes access to 50 PowerPoint presentations, perfect for teaching, preaching, and personal as well as group Bible studies. See you next time.
Faith Affirming Findings podcast is a listener-supported podcast devoted to affirming your faith in the reliability of Scripture and illuminating your understanding of Scripture.
If you would like to help sponsor the Faith Affirming Finding podcast,
You can make a tax-deductible donation of any amount, large or small,
at faithaffirmingfindings.com. That's faithaffirmingfindings.com, and click on the Give tab.
We hope you'll join us again next week for another exciting faith-affirming finding.